Advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports President Donald Trump on Monday said he plans to push a bipartisan effort on immigration reform and tout his success on tax legislation during Tuesday's State of the Union address. He said any deal on the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program would require Democratic support because Republicans don't have the votes to pass legislation otherwise. DACA, which gives protection to young undocumented immigrants brought to the United States as children, expires in the spring. A senior White House official told reporters last week Trump plans to use the annual speech as a sales pitch for immigration, which likely would include funding for a wall along the United States border with Mexico. Tuesday will be Trump's first official State of the Union address, though he did address a joint session of Congress in March. An official said that overall Trump's speech will push the theme of unity. Jennifer Grossman, former speechwriter for President George H.W. Bush, said that because Trump frequently talks directly to the public via Twitter, his State of the Union speech likely won't matter as much as they did for previous presidents.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co.
Reuters reports Defense Secretary James Mattis has ordered a review of security protocols, according to officials, after fitness tracking devices broadcast patterns of movement at military facilities around the world, including war zones. Nathan Russer, a student at the Australian National University in Canberra, drew attention to data when he wrote on Twitter about the images after stumbling upon Strava's global heat map. His discovery prompted others to scour the heat map. Many of the bases cited are well-known outposts that host U.S. and U.S.-backed personnel. The app potentially discloses not just the broad location where foreign troops operate, but the routes they travel. There is also risk that Strava itself could become a target of nations trying to mine its data to discover identifiable information about who was wearing the devices. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
I'm getting joined by Ellie Granderson. She's going to put a feminine scope on these lace kerchief starbuggers and give us her lady opinion. Ellie?
Hi, Joe.
You know, it riles me up every time you walk in here, Ellie. You set my blood to dancing with all your pillowy parts.
Oh, stop it, Joe.
Now give it to me, no fimble, Ellie. When we start dusting these rocket boys' lily white bottoms with baby puff?
Joe, since the end of the Cold War, NASA has basically functioned as a giveaway to the American aerospace industry, wasting trillions of taxpayer dollars every year on extravagant programs with no tangible benefit.
Fine as a plum to look at, all the sense of a badger to boot.
Joe.
Now I've been thinking on, I got these three little chickens pecking on my head will save NASA some coin. Man wants to go to space, can strap on the helmet, climb in the cannon, let the Chinese gunpowder carry him off among the stars. He'll come back now. Gonna skin a fox in one throat, and you're gonna fancy on it.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Computers are online. I'm gonna start loading software.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Broadcasting live from VerdCoin Studios on LRN FM.
You're listening to Will.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say!
And Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our BitPlus Network satellite.
This is
The Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
All right, welcome here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. This live Tuesday edition here, broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And just, you know what? It's another beautiful day here. I think it was over freezing today. I don't know. I can't tell anymore. If it's not below zero, then I'm like,
it's still nice pretty cold out there.
I'm in a flannel and I don't have like 4 layers on, so it's warmer than it has been. So now over there in the other chair, you hear from Think Penguin. We are joined in the studio by Mr. Chris Wade, and joining us live via remote, our other daily host, Miss Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. What's up, Aria?
Not much. The cold has actually returned down here, and that sucks.
Well, it's gone away up here, so it is not colder than the North Pole here today. So I'm happy. I
bet
we are not having 2 weeks in a row where southwestern New Hampshire is the coldest place on Earth. So it's better than it was.
Yeah, it's certainly much better than it was a couple weeks ago.
But I mean, again, like I've talked to quite a few people. Like I literally live right across the street from the people that sell heating oil, from the big company that sells the heating oil. And even they say this is like a once in a century event. Yeah. None of them can remember, any of them that are like 50, 60 years or younger cannot remember this ever happening this long, this cold, for this sustainable of amount of time.
I've lived in the Northeast my entire life, and it's never been this cold. Not for this long.
Big
definitely.
Snows, yes.
Oh, absolutely. Snow every year, but it's not
15, 20 degrees below zero every day for 2
not.
weeks in a row. Yeah, that's like South Pole kind of weather, like where's Santa Claus at, So, but it's well, I don't know how your crypto investments are doing, but mine are not. I mean, my Zencash is doing great, but outside of that, everything is headed back in that same direction again. I'm hoping that the excuse of Chinese New Year, but how many weeks do we have to wait before that's no longer a viable reason why? Because the Christmas drop only lasted for about 2 weeks. And this has been like 2 or 3 of them in the course of 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's interesting. I usually see a pickup after with my business after the holidays periods. So I would expect it if it kind of goes along that same path. The cryptocurrency should be going back up.
Well, it will be eventually. I'm wishing that I wasn't
not looking good for the time being.
Well, it depends on your perspective. It's not looking good for the time being for me because I'm trying to, I have my daughter is supposed to give birth to my first grandchild in Florida any day. So I'm not just pulling out $1,000 and
wrong time to do it.
Buying some coin right now. It's a great time to do
buy.
It,
Well, it's a great time to buy, right?
But just not a good time for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, you got to have money if you want to buy too. So.
Yeah. So, I'm just trying to hold on to everything that I've got and cash out a little bit of what I have in order to, make sure that, Grandpa is there with bells on. Because I'm basically I'm just sitting here waiting on her to say, okay, Dad, I'm going to the hospital. And then I will drive from here to Manchester and buy a ticket for an exorbitant amount of money and fly to Florida, that day. The very next flight that leaves New Hampshire going to Florida or Boston, whichever one I have to deal with, I'm going to be on, headed south. And I'll meet Grandma, my mother there, and we'll both get a hotel, and because she'll be driving down from Tennessee. And, so that just means, I can't just pull out some money and go buy coins right now, unfortunately. Wouldn't it be I wish I could. Oh, man, it's a great time. Again, you heard the disclaimer at the beginning of the show. So, if I were you, I'd be buying. If it was me, I would be buying.
I'm definitely going to need to be buying some more here real soon.
Bitcoin got below $10,000 today.
It did, and I kind of wish it had stayed there because I haven't had a chance to buy.
It's still around
down to 7 cents.
It's still
low.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking at BitcoinAverage.com. Current price they've got is 10,158. It's not bad. Low of $9,868.
That was like an hour ago.
Yeah. Well, a little over an hour ago, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. 2 hours ago.
So yeah, today it's a buyer's market out there. So definitely run out. I bought some Zen. I've been buying Zencash.
Probably a smart move.
Well, it was down around $30 some odd, and I was like, man, I got to get in on that. So I went and I bought an undisclosed amount of Zencash. That's the beauty of Zencash. Like it's private contracts and all those wonderful things. So like nobody knows. I bought a undisclosed amount of Zencash, and the price has gone up significantly since then to like around $50 for a little while.
Wow.
And now it's back down to about 46, 47, I think. We'll get the price update on at the top of the half hour on Crypto Hour. So, but we've got stories lined up for today. We've got we're going to talk about fake news. We're going to talk about fake immigration news. We're going to talk about some cryptocurrency news today. No guests today. We're gonna switch things up a little bit. We're probably gonna have a guest on Thursday this week, and no guests today. But we do have some pretty big news to discuss in the crypto world today, so it's just as well. Yeah, huge news.
Huge news.
So I mean, it's just as well because we really needed to put some focus on these stories that Chris has brought in for us today. So we're gonna cover all of that. We've also got another story that I believe Aria brought in. Maybe I'm wrong. Where's it at?
I brought in a pew this morning.
Yeah, there's that. And then, we're going to talk about buyer's remorse in the voting world. Oh my goodness. Are Trump voters finally figuring out that, voting for a giant Cheeto just because they say mean things about the people that you feel are competing with you for a job is maybe not the best way to make your voting decisions? Who would have thought? I mean, just who would have thought? I mean, personally,
well, neither is hatred for that same Cheeto.
For real.
To be fair.
To be fair, hatred for the Cheeto was not a good reason to make a voting decision either, which was, the other option that seemed to be on the table because you had 2 giant bags of dog manure, and the real difference between the two of them was one came out of a pit bull and the other one came out of a schnauzer. But, dog manure, all the same. So, but yeah, when we get back, and you're welcome to call in and get involved in the conversations, 603-283-6160. Again, when we get back here, we're going to be talking, I guess it shows, once again, as if this doesn't happen like every 3 weeks, Breitbart has shared another fake anti-immigration story. Again, this time called out by our friend over at Tedlam. Thomas Edlin. We'll be back to discuss that in just a moment.
Day long while ago, I walked down dirt road and stood in a time great. Stone walls line the road, black and white cattle roamed in the fields.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.fm पे।
Back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live here from the Vertcoin studio in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. It is, it's a day for fake news, evidently. I've been looking at this story here. It was written by Thomas Edlam, who is, he's worked with a number of libertarian groups that I know of. And he's also been a writer in libertarian space for quite some time. And he's outing again, I've now basically like half the libertarian writers that I know now have released a story where they've outed a Breitbart fake story. I've done it. He's done it. My friend, I think Tom's done it. Who else has done it? The Journalistic Revolution, I believe, has done it. William Grigg did it a couple of times while he was still alive. It happens over and over and over again. And still you have libertarians that share Breitbart like it's news, but that didn't want to be critical if you share something from CNN. Like, oh, well, that's from CNN, or that's fake news. It's like, bro, You share Breitbart, and like they get called out 2 or 3 times a week for fake stories. What's the difference? You know, like, is right-wing fake news suddenly more valid because it pushes an agenda that you like? I mean, anyway,
that
says,
would be it,
right? Says in case you didn't already know it, Breitbart lies about immigration. How do you turn a municipal report about an aging populace into a globally significant anti-immigrant screed? Well, you don't, if you're honest. But we're talking about Breitbart.com here. So anything is possible if it fits the anti-immigrant theme. Thus, Breitbart.com published a story by Chris Tomlinson last December with the shocking headline, quote, Sweden forced to raise retirement age to pay for mass immigration policy. Now, the only problem with the story is, well, that it wasn't true. Actually, the reverse is what's true. Tomlinson's second paragraph claimed that, quote, Swedish Socialist Party Finance Minister Magdalena Andersson announced that the retirement age would likely be raised in the near future in order to offset increased welfare costs. Swedish newspaper Expression reports the Expression story, which referenced a municipal report on demographic challenges facing Swedish cities, didn't mention migrants. The primary source for the Expression article, which the Breitbart author probably didn't even bother to read, was an October 2017 report by the Swedish Association of Local Authorities and Regions. It did report stress for welfare payments, particularly from the elderly and also from children. Quote, in this autumn's report, we describe how the expected demographic developments will affect municipalities and county councils as a result of the strong increase in the number of young and older people. The number of people of working age will increase much more slowly. So now most of these migrants are working age. So it will actually fix that problem. Oh my God. Numbers.
Well, isn't Breitbart the same people who have been talking for months about supposed immigrant riots happening in Sweden and, you know, Muslim takeovers of Europe?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you heard there was the one story that during New Year's Eve, this was, I think, last year, at the beginning of the year, New Year's Eve, Muslim rioters protesting New Year's Eve celebrations set a church in Germany on fire.
And it turned out to be fireworks or something?
Yeah, what actually happened was Muslims joining in the celebration of New Year's Eve had fireworks that they had shot that went off, of course, as happens when you're firing fireworks in the middle of a city. And they were replacing a roof at that church, and there was paper and stuff all over and that stuff, like construction stuff, caught on fire, like loose insulation and those sorts of things, you know, things that catch on fire when fireworks land on them. But the headline was Muslim mob protesting New Year's sets German church on fire, or Muslim migrant mob, or something like that. You know, because they had to link it to the Syrian and Yemeni humanitarian crisis that's going on. So, because we don't need to be humanitarian toward those people here. So, you know, what happens is the police chief in this German town literally goes on TV and is like, I would like whoever wrote that Breitbart story to come in, like, which church are you talking about? Because I have no idea. There was no report of any fire or arson of any church anywhere in the whole county last night. So could you please come in and show us the church that was.
You are fake news.
Exactly. You know, that's Breitbart all day, every day. It says here, Breitbart's made a fetish of vetting themselves in fear that the majority of Swedish immigrants have been young adult men. While failing to mention, this has historically been the trend at the beginning of an immigration wave. going all the way back to Ellison Island records more than 100 years ago. Who are the working age people Sweden needs? Well, the same working age male migrants that nativists fear moving to Europe. Swedish reports note that the problem is that the number of people of working age rises significantly more slowly than the population as a whole. On average, the increase is about 0.6% per year up until 2021. Sweden has a giant Detroit-level depopulation crisis among its native-born population that is straining the local social welfare system as the native population ages and higher portions retire. There are even charts offered from the Swedish authorities showing that the reason why there's a strain on their welfare system is because there are more old people taking out of the system and they're retiring, which means they're not putting back into the system. The baby boomers was the last generation to have children with families the size of mine. I am an anomaly. I have 7 kids. I am an anomaly in today's society, at least in the West. But I'm Muslim, so that scares the hell out of people. Like, I've literally had Tea Party people come up to me and be like, oh, you know, man, I'm glad you got a big family because them Muslims, man, you know, them Muslims, they are breeding. Boy, they're breeding. Are you scared of immigrants?
Let me introduce you to my wife.
Right? Are you scared of immigrants? Give us a call, 603-283-6160. Tell us what you think and why you think it.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up. We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
My fellow sheep, election season is upon us. Are you one of the 12% of Americans who still approves of our government? Then we need your help to force the other 88% into compliance. Our democracy depends on it. We're an organization called Citizens Against Too Much Unfettered Freedom, or CATMUF. CATMUF is a bipartisan flock of sheep whose goal is expanding government until nothing else remains. Because the government is here to help you. How can you help CATMUF help you? By only voting for candidates dedicated to expanding government. It's easy. You don't need to study the issues. No matter what a politician says when running for office, they're all dedicated to expanding government. And make sure you tell all your friends and family to vote for more government. Here at CATMUF, we don't care if you vote Democrat or Republican, as long as you vote for candidates committed to growing our federal family. CATMUF. Because folks just aren't smart enough to handle real freedom.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We've been talking here about, the ones who are constantly screaming fake news are, easily the biggest purveyors of it. We've been joined in studio today by Mr. Chris Wade from Think Penguin, and as always, by remote, by our queen of crypto herself, Miss Aria Demezio, from cryptocurrencycheck.org. Now, tomorrow you've got us something lined up, don't you, Aria? Who are we doing for our coin of the week tomorrow?
We're going to have on Ubiquitcoin. They're actually undertaking an ICO right now, so it should be fun.
Are they going to be bringing any goodies to give away?
I don't think we want goodies from them. They are.
Wait, should we really
Fedcoin
be talking about
real?
that?
Yeah, let's just save. Yeah, let's save that for tomorrow. They might not even come on.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So, we've been talking about, basically, as long as it serves the right agenda, just like CNN and MSNBC and Fox News and every other media outlet out there, as long as it serves the right agenda, fake news is okay.
I mean, isn't it all fake news now?
Basically.
I mean, the right says everything the left says is fake, and the left says everything the right says is fake.
My wife is like, whatever happened to news?
The news is so terrible. It's hard to tell what's fake and what's just, terrible reporting. There's so many mistakes and errors.
Well, she's like, I don't understand. Like, what is this crap? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I don't give a damn what you think about the story. Just tell me what happened.
Right.
Being
and she unbiased went out long ago.
She totally is like, this isn't like, I can't believe what she's from, like what we call here a quote developing nation. She's from Kenya, and their news there is today this happened, today this happened, tomorrow this will happen. The weather, sports, have a good day. That's it. And here she's like, every news show from the local shows to national news, they don't tell you the news. They tell you what they think about the news.
They tell you a story.
It's not news. It's common. Everything here is commentary. It's not news. There's no news in the U.S. anymore. Even like sources that we go to that are like, okay, these are more trustworthy. Even those sources are 80% commentary. It's opinion. This story means these things that we already think as a group.
And that's why we picked it among the hundreds of things we could tell you about to tell you about.
Exactly. And when we
Because
don't
it
have
already fits.
when we don't have something that serves the agenda, here's a squirrel on water skis.
We'll make something up.
Squirrel. Yeah. Or we'll make something up. Exactly. Yeah. Well, it says here, it says here, a report reveals that Sweden hasn't imported enough of what some nativists call, quote, military age males to go into the workforce and support the aging Swedish population. The report also notes that many of the young working immigrants will also need more schools for their children, so that even though they will subsidize the retired native Swedes, it won't be enough to prop up the Swedish welfare state. In other words, the lesson is not that immigrants are a financial burden to the Swedish, but that the Swedish welfare state needs more tax victims to support the sinking welfare state, flush with native-born retirees. Boom! Shots fired there, I'm telling you. Says report also notes that the welfare cost for migrants was expected to decrease, not increase, as Breitbart has claimed, in each of the next 5 years. I'm just, yeah. I mean, why do people still read this tripe? Why?
Because it tells them what they want to hear.
How do you run around and scream fake news at everything?
I don't know. Years ago, I started looking for a new source for news, and I couldn't find one.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, it's just.
I like to watch Mosaic World TV for like my news from the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
And I just watch it knowing, full well that most of those outfits are run by the state, so they're going to color the news in a fashion that's, so but it, like it's known. Oh, the government owns this. Here we have like this facade.
I usually a lot of the, it's funny because a lot of the stuff I listen to and I watch and I read is like DW TV or the BBC or stuff like that, and it's hilarious because I there's so much garbage in it, and it's still better than some of the commercial stuff that's coming out.
Oh yeah,
it's like where have all the reporters gone?
Well, this report states that
they exist to make money now, and people don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah.
They want to be coddled and told that they'll be safe.
When we decided that news needed to be about ratings and not about facts, when it became more important to get more people to watch than it was for the information to be correct, that's when things went. The days of Walter Cronkite are over. Brother.
You know what's actually interesting is the two sources of news that I would say have the most legitimacy in terms of accurate reporting are actually very small, independent online publications. That
and even they probably have a bias of some sort.
Oh, there's a bias, but it's at least presented in a accurate way as opposed to misleading, factually misleading, and so on.
Straight up tripe.
Right, exactly. And but they're almost blogs. I mean, there's maybe a handful of people for each of the sources, and yet they're still better than the big media out there.
A lot of the sources that I've had the opportunity to assist in, I guess, outing is the proper term for. What goes on when you show the public that these sources are being, at the very least, less than honest, is what we'll call it. It's been these conservative outlets. It's not been MSDNC. It's not been CNN. Not that are blatant about it to the point that they think their readers are stupid or don't have the ability to do a Google image search. You know what I'm saying? And
they are stupid, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, that's just it, though. They know their readers are just going to take whatever they say, hook, line, and sinker. Like, they're not going to have to push it all. Just so long as it's a big turd sandwich and it smells just right, they're going to eat it up. It's got to be bad news. It's got to be something to make you scared, something to make you angry, and it's got to validate a prejudice. And if
you know what's also interesting is the media consolidation that's occurred in, I don't know, last 10, 15, 20 years. We used to have lots of independent media outlets, and they're not necessarily small, but local media, and we don't have anywhere near as much media. And part of that used to be actually the result of regulations, but they got rid of those regulations in the United States, at least. And what happened? We did actually see a lot of media consolidation. So I don't know how much of that has to do with the accuracy of the reporting, but it's something to point out that. Who owns it? It's
centralization.
Yeah,
centralization. Anytime you see more power over information in fewer and fewer hands, you get bigger and bigger lies. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Call to Freedom.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
A congressman recently revealed that legislation totaling 2,900 pages and involving more than $1 trillion was available to members of Congress for less than 48 hours to study and consider. That's over 60 pages of legislation per hour. Do you think anyone read the entire bill? I'm Jim Babka with DownsizeDC.org. Consider a proposal buried in a 3,200-page, $388 billion bill, which would have empowered committee chairmen or their agents to examine Americans' tax returns. When this horrible provision came to light, no one claimed to know how it got into the bill. One congressman questioned said, "I didn't write it, I didn't approve it, I wasn't even consulted." If your attorney represented you this way, he might be disbarred. But this is how Congress represents you every day. That's why DownsizeDC.org has created the Read the Bills Act. You can force Congress to read their bills before they pass them at DownsizeDC.org.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom live on LRN.FM. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire right now. And if you are listening to us internationally, we are coming across our Bit Plus network free to air satellite all over Sub-Saharan Africa and Central America. We've been talking about, well, you guys really out there in Sub-Saharan Africa and Central America. Those of you who are saying, you know what? I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of not having no money. The governments here are sold out to the Western governments. The safest place from the Western governments is in their countries. So I'm leaving. You want my country, you can have it. Well, I'll move to yours. And now the people that were like, bomb, 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 are like, whoa, 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 whoa. We didn't bomb your country so you could come here. We want you to stay there. We want to keep it. We want you. It's easier to kill you all if you're all there. Stay in one spot. How can we wipe you out and create a global ethno state if we don't keep you all over there? The whole point, we don't want you to be safe from our foreign policy. We want you there. So then you have these propaganda outfits like Breitbart, and I'm 110% convinced the guys behind Breitbart have investments in Raytheon or Boeing. These companies that
they do
make money on the war.
Absolutely,
of course they do.
Yeah,
But the problem is that with all the fear-mongering and all the nonsense, there are actually groups out there that do go out and look for the real raw numbers. They don't just let's pull a magic number out of our ass and throw it in the air, and we'll shoot at it with a gun, and that's the number. No, they actually go out and do research and try to find things out. And we're reading about, there was a report that Breitbart reported on this report, that this report said one thing. When you actually read the report, though, it turns out the report literally says the exact opposite of what Breitbart reported. It says the report from municipalities mirrors the national government's budget, except that costs will decrease much faster at the national level. The migrant budget, this is what we're told is going to make the reason why people are going to have to up the retirement age, is for the national government is 41.3 billion kroner this year. Far from insignificant. It's about 4% of the total budget. The Swedish government estimates that cost of that will decrease by more than 75% over the next 4 years, which is consistent with the diminishing costs over time of the U.S. government's refugee resettlement programs. Welfare and immigration are separate issues. If immigrants are using too much welfare, then the small government solution is not to end immigration, it's to end welfare. If you're in favor of small government and you're like, oh, look, immigrants are eating a lot of welfare, you don't create new government bureaucracies to keep out immigrants. That's not small government, stupid.
The logical thing to do is not what they're going to do.
It says Sweden closing the border because of immigration welfare does nothing to solve the original problem. It just makes it worse. It's akin to trying to shovel the water out of a sinking boat with a bucket with a hole in the bottom of it. It's just not getting you anywhere. Sweden recently chose to tighten up their immigration policy, though. They chose the big government option, following Larry Fine's solution. Following the your average Three Stooges solution to a sinking boat. Just doing the wrong thing. Shooting yourself in the foot in order to win a three-legged race. Basically, he ends it with this third-hand falsified Breitbart story was shared by more than 50,000 times on Facebook, copied and reposted by other news sites, word for word often from the false Breitbart report. And that has created a lot of not-so-bright people. So I've caught this myself. There was a story that was run about a girl thrown from a roof in Egypt by a mob of angry Muslim men, and it had a photograph of her being thrown from the roof. A little, just 2 seconds of research. There's this awesome website. If you're out there and you do much debating and you run into a lot of this BS online, these fake, it's complete nonsense, you usually can tell by the title right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
It's called TinEye. Right?
Oh, right. Yep.
Just take whatever picture is in that and put it in TinEye, and you'll find out the actual story. You'll see the first time that it popped up online and the first story it was connected to. And eventually, when you dig through, you'll find the actual the context of the photograph. I've found pictures of girls dressed in black chained together that were purported to be Iranian wives being forcibly married, when it was actually a reenactment of a historical event that happened 1,200 years ago. And they were actresses in the reenactment.
Why does that not surprise me?
The girl who was thrown off the roof.
What's the source for that?
It was actually from China. It really was a woman. She didn't fall off a roof. She was a crazy woman who was standing on a window ledge in China. And when they tried to save her, she fell. You would know that. They had actually cropped the photo because the full photo showed Chinese letters on the buildings and stuff around her. So, and that one, I actually caught that one myself and posted and wrote an article about it. And the other one, the girls, the actresses, I wrote about that one too. William Grigg has written a story. Like it's a normal thing now for libertarians to catch Breitbart selling this horse manure as fact. And then to call them out on it. I'm actually, proud to be, associated with people like Thomas and William Grigg and others who, and oftentimes it's not on purpose. It comes across their news feed. They look at it and they go, this can't be. No way. And then they go and they look like, wow, okay. So it literally is the opposite of what's being reported here. Did the guy even read the report? Becomes the next question. Or did they skim it, see the title, and then just make up context, knowing that their listeners and watchers and readers would not go and validate any of the information?
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody ever. There's so few people out there who actually go and look into the background of a story. Even while I do occasionally look into stuff, I find often I don't look into it that deeply, and I have to wonder.
We trust.
It's. I mean, you only have so much time in a day.
Well, I mean, you're always told about. Well, I mean, what's the term? Journalistic integrity.
Right.
I mean, when
but there is none, unfortunately. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe there never was. I don't know. But certainly not today.
When it does exist, it's purged. I mean, you've got the story that came out not long ago. Well, I guess it has been a while, probably almost 10 years now. Those 4 reporters from Fox were fired because they were told to report facts the opposite of what they found. The milk story.
Wow.
And they sued. And that's where you get the argument now that it is not required for the media to tell you the truth. They're allowed to lie and to propagate.
Yep.
Propaganda
Well, it's
is
never
illegal.
been required. The First Amendment means that they can't be required to tell the truth.
Yeah, now they're saying like legally you can't, like you should have no expectation that they tell you the truth. That's scary.
Yeah, it's journalistic integrity is for the reporters, and if you want to be respected, you should not be working for Fox in this case.
Yeah. Or any really,
and
it looks
if
like.
you, as a publication, want to be respected as a newsworthy publication, you shouldn't be reporting. Your journalist shouldn't be reporting on.
All right, Crypto Hour when we get back.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, January 30th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.17 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,336 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $47, and the average price of Bitcoin is $10,863. Antiwar.com reports with the Islamic State all but eliminated from Syria, the U.S. has been trying to transition its strategy into an open-ended military presence with an eye towards picking a fight with Iran and imposing regime change on the Assad government at some point. That strategy looks to be in tatters as Turkey's invasion of northern Syria seems to be changing the situation on the ground in such a way that the U.S. military presence may no longer be sustainable. Turkey's invasion is threatening to overrun all of the Kurdish YPG territory, and all of America's deployments in Syria are within YPG territory, often embedded with YPG forces. This is setting the stage for a U.S. clash with Turkey, as Turkey demands that the U.S. withdraw from Manbij, a YPG-held city. Manbij is the demand right now because it's the next target, but with Turkey telegraphing attacks on everywhere else in the country, the U.S. is going to be ordered out of all the territory eventually, and with Turkey still seething over U.S. support for the Kurds, they're probably not not going to let them keep their troops deployed in the territory. Where this ends is anyone's guess, as Turkey seems to be betting the U.S. will withdraw rather than risk a clash with another NATO member, and the U.S. seems to be struggling to figure out what to do next. Either way, the U.S. just keeping its troops stationed there and waiting for a chance to go after Iran and or Assad is no longer an option, and if they want to stay in Syria at all, the U.S. is likely going to have to figure out something Turkey will accept at the expense of the Kurdish alliance.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports President Donald Trump on Monday said he plans to push a bipartisan effort on immigration reform and tout his success on tax legislation during Tuesday's State of the Union address. He said any deal on the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program would require Democratic support because Republicans don't have the votes to pass legislation otherwise. DACA, which gives protection to young undocumented immigrants brought to the United States as children, expires in the spring. A senior White House official told reporters last week Trump plans to use the annual speech as a sales pitch for immigration, which likely would include funding for a wall along the United States border with Mexico. Tuesday will be Trump's first official State of the Union address, though he did address a joint session of Congress in March. An official said that overall Trump's speech will push the theme of unity. Jennifer Grossman, former speechwriter for President George H.W. Bush, said that because Trump frequently talks directly to the public via Twitter, his State of the Union speech likely won't matter as much as they did for previous presidents.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co.
Reuters reports Defense Secretary James Mattis has ordered a review of security protocols, according to officials, after fitness tracking devices broadcast patterns of movement at military facilities around the world, including war zones. Nathan Russer, a student at the Australian National University in Canberra, drew attention to data when he wrote on Twitter about the images after stumbling upon Strava's global heat map. His discovery prompted others to scour the heat map. Many of the bases cited are well-known outposts that host U.S. and U.S.-backed personnel. The app potentially discloses not just the broad location where foreign troops operate, but the routes they travel. There is also risk that Strava itself could become a target of nations trying to mine its data to discover identifiable information about who was wearing the devices. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
Our very own Tracy met farmer Ray Kimball, who says that his horse, Franklin, has the ability to speak full sentences.
When did you first realize he could talk?
Well, I'd hear him saying things when I was sleeping, and then I'd go out to the barn and we'd have some real conversations.
Can we talk to Franklin?
He can't wait to meet you. Say hi, Franklin. What's that? That's a good one.
What did he say?
He said, "Who's the pretty lady?"
Aw. Franklin, do you like living on the farm?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Did he say something?
Tracy, you live here now.
I spent a cozy night at Ray's farmhouse in a room he called the altar. I learned that the farmer has a whole lot more on his mind than just a talking horse.
You are my beloved.
This is the Onion News Network.
With your story, we're going with Facebook first.
I'll follow up with him on
your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances.
You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the call to freedom.
That's right. It's time for the Crypto Hour here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. I am your host, Will Coley, in studio here, along with my buddy. Yeah, I got you muted, Chris, because I suck at this sometimes. I got Chris Wade in studio from Think Penguin. And I'm also joined live via remote by our crypto queen herself, Miss Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. Now, this is Crypto Hour brought to you by Helium.com. Do you want to start investing in cryptos? Do you want to do it without having to do all the busy work? Well, let me introduce you to Helium. It's a long-term saving accelerator powered by Uphold.com. Now, Helium watches conversion rates between cryptos and fiats for you so it can convert your funds when the time is just right. You just add the funds to Helium from your bank account or your digital wallet, and you're done. The rest is completely automatic. Helium, let your money move you. Sign up today at helium.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF. Now, I've got a story here. Like, this is actually, I think, if it's what they really say that it is, because we use so much cryptocurrency imagery in like our promotional materials here at the Call to Freedom, this is going to affect us directly. Tell us about it, Chris.
Yeah, so basically Facebook is banning all ads promoting cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and ICOs.
Yay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, this is brand new within the last
just came,
hour, probably, a couple hours at the most.
He brought the story in, and while we were on break, it came across. I'm looking on news.bitcoin.com.
Yep.
And it literally came out on news.bitcoin.com 1 minute ago. That's what the article says. It was just printed on news.bitcoin.com.
So I think the article is originally from CNBC, which is what I've got here. And I saw this probably, an hour ago, at least probably 2 hours ago at this point, maybe even 3. But yeah, this is brand new news. This is hot off the presses, clearly. So. Yeah, so let's get into this article. So Facebook is banning all ads that promote cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, in an effort to prevent people from advertising what the company is calling financial products and services frequently associated with misleading or deceptive promotional practices. That means no
like the USD then, right?
Right? No more US dollars, right?
That means no advertiser, even those that operate legal, legitimate businesses, will be able to promote things like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, initial coin offerings, ICOs for short, or binary options, according to Facebook blog post. That also means that crypto genius James Altucher, whose ads have appeared all over the internet and have become a meme of sorts for the entire crypto industry, won't be able to advertise on Facebook.
I mean, that's just as well. He didn't know what he was talking about anyway.
Yeah, there might be some positive, out of this as a result. Ads.
But on a serious note, let me interrupt you. Are they banning J.P. Morgan as well, or whoever it was, Bank of America, who was just busted, creating fake accounts so that they could steal from their customers? Are they banning them as well?
I doubt it. This is specific to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and ICOs.
Well, yeah, Zuckerberg is not going to go against the hands that feed him.
Oh, interesting. There's a really interesting bit about all this at the end of the article, actually. But why don't we keep going?
Keep going. Let's hear it.
Yeah. This is actually a really interesting article. Ads that violate the company's new policy will be banned on Facebook's core app, but also in other places where Facebook sells ads, including Instagram and its ad network, Audience Network, which places ads on third-party apps. This policy is intentionally broad while we work to better detect deceptive and misleading advertising practices, wrote Rob Leathern, one of Facebook's ads technical directors. We will revisit this policy and how we enforce it as our signals improve. The cryptocurrency boom bubble has led to scams and wild price fluctuations that have cost a lot of people, including unsophisticated investors, a lot of money. Scams are illegal, but gambling on investments you don't understand is not. I find it interesting
There's
how
a whole lot of that these days,
I
though.
find it
So that would include Scottrade, right? And E-Trade?
I find it interesting how this, how the author has, written that paragraph there. It kind of suggests that all cryptocurrency and ICOs are scams, when it's really, some are, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all cryptocurrencies are scams. I mean, there's some legitimate uses for cryptocurrencies. I frequently buy stuff, and not on the dark net even, that's totally legitimate. I've never purchased anything off of the dark net.
Me either.
Yeah, I mean, I've purchased, I think the closest I've
bought
gotten,
like $800 of MDMA.
Yeah,
I mean a cleaning chemical.
Yeah.
The closest I've been to purchasing something on the darknet would be OpenBazaar, I think, and that OpenBazaar is not at all the darknet. It's not at all private or anything of that nature.
The closest I would say that I've ever come to buying anything on the darknet is Purse.io, and I've been buying religious books to fill out my library. And I bought some Grateful Dead T-shirts the other day.
Yeah, I love.
I mean,
I love Save at Purse.
That is an awesome
That's one of my favorite
combination.
sites. So Save at
Right.
So
I'm buying books of fic, and
we should go back and explain what Save at Purse is. So SaveAtPurse.com is basically a site where you can buy anything off of Amazon for
not anything.
I'm sorry, anything that is
new.
Anything that is
new, or there's some Prime items that aren't available.
I thought it was anything that was Prime you could basically buy.
No, I think there's some Prime items that aren't available.
Are there some exceptions?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder what they are.
It's listed in the terms.
Almost anything that's Prime. I've been buying stuff for years.
Books I buy a lot of books.
Okay.
And books I have an issue buying books.
Really?
And DVDs because
even when it's got the Prime.
Because some of them are used. And even if it's available new, if you have to choose from a list of new or used copies to put in the cart, it won't allow
But that stuff's not usually has Prime. It doesn't have the Prime shipping option on it, right?
Sometimes they do.
It doesn't. You still can't do it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a problem as long as it had Prime. No, I've had problems here and there, but not relation to.
It's almost like there's certain titles, because I have certain books that we haven't bought yet because they're particularly expensive. I wanted to use the crypto coin donations to buy them because we get the nice discount through Purse.io.
Yeah,
Save at Purse.
So yeah, you can get up to 33% off with Save at Purse.
I got my T-shirts 20% off. I put them up yesterday and they'll be shipped tomorrow.
I regularly get anywhere between 19% to 33% off depending on how fast I want it, basically.
I get 15% on every single transaction or more. Every single transaction or more.
It's
once in a while I'll do 20, but usually it's like 15 or 18. But like if I do 15%, bro, like I put the transaction up now.
Yeah.
I go home if I put it up before I came to work, it would be paid for probably before I got home from the show.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great uses for cryptocurrencies, and just besides,
you can buy mining equipment.
You can buy stuff from thinkpenguin.com, all your computers and accessories. And one of the great things about cryptocurrencies for businesses is there's no fees. So usually when you take a credit card online, there is a fee associated with it. That's 3% plus maybe like 30 to 50 cents for the transaction. And if you have a high dollar product with low margins, it doesn't work credit cards.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Never, ever send a follow-up email asking, "Did you get my email?" Email 101. If it didn't bounce back undeliverable, it got where you sent it. And avoid transmedia pestering, like calling to ask, "Did you get my email?" or emailing to say, "I left you a voicemail." If your emails and voicemails aren't being acknowledged, your problem isn't technology, it's technique. Is your message concise and understandable? Have you boiled it down to seem as relevant as possible to the recipient? In other words, is it the opposite of spam or junk mail? All of this really matters if you're a job seeker. But even if you're not, with money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN-FM.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom.
تستمتعون إلى The Crypto Hour على برنامج نداء للحرية.
Too. Check the OP, what did he do? Gas in his bag so they go to the moon. Spent half an ETH, I got 1 million coins like the real McCoy. You know I feel that joy, cause if it goes to a buck I won't believe my luck. And now 10 on my Lambos for me and my friends. Butterfly doors, but I'm already in dock. Trump is like Biff from a squad on the block. Can't with a whole life. Chat rooms, we scroll the night.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting here from the VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, our wonderful little crypto community right here. And I've been joined by this guy here in the studio, Mr. Chris Wade. Tell us a little bit about your business, Think Penguin.
So Think Penguin is basically a company that sells Linux and free software and GNU systems computers. So we sell laptops and desktops and accessories, and we sell all sorts of products that are basically privacy friendly and enable users to get on to this more privacy friendly operating system. Because Windows and Microsoft and Apple and all these Google and all these products out there are always spying on you and doing all sorts of malicious stuff. They're sending all sorts of bits of data back to Microsoft or Apple or Google or the NSA or whatever. And unfortunately, we're very much a fan of decentralization, and that's sort of what a lot of what we offer. We enable people to decentralize, to get off of the cloud, as opposed to everybody's always going on about getting onto the cloud. Well, I want to know how to get off the cloud. I want to know how to keep my data and store my data on my own devices. And so that's the kind of thing that we do. We have a VPN product, for example, which stands for Virtual Private Network. And what it does is it basically takes all your traffic and it kind of hides it from your ISP. So your ISP doesn't know what websites you're going to anymore. Now, the traffic gets basically mixed with other users, and so you don't necessarily have as much scrutiny. It's not like Tor. Tor is a more privacy friendly network, but it's got some drawbacks. A VPN will let you do things like stream video, for example. So if for instance, some malicious actor comes along and they want to target you, well, now all of a sudden they kind of have a barrier in front of them. You can't be targeted as easily by malicious actors.
So how can we get some of this great hardware?
So you can go to thinkpenguin.com basically and take a look at our catalog. We got, like I said, we have all sorts of accessories, but the VPN probably is one of the more interesting ones.
What versions of Linux do you use?
Because we actually all of our code is released for the chipsets, basically the hardware that we sell. It doesn't matter what distribution or version you're using. Well, if it's fairly recent anyway, it's not going to matter.
I'm just curious which one you actually prefer.
Oh, which one I prefer? That's a good question. That's a difficult one to answer.
I assume it's not Ubuntu.
Well, yeah, it's a good question. So I would definitely say Ubuntu is probably one of the easier distributions in some respects to use, but I'm not necessarily a fan as far as certain things that they do that are a bit more malicious than other distributions, because they have proprietary components and we don't really know what's going on with those proprietary components. Canonical, the company behind Ubuntu, also did some stuff. They kind of teamed up with Amazon and they were sending back search results, which it kind of had to work at it to be malicious. Like, I mean, it wasn't sending back your what websites you were visiting, but anything that you searched for, and they were anonymizing it. But I just don't have the faith that they were doing it in a way, and it shouldn't have been occurring in the first place. So I'm not a big fan of them. But as far as privacy friendly, they're still going to be a heck of a lot better than what's going on with Microsoft Windows or Apple products. Microsoft Windows and Apple have been sending all sorts of data back on a regular, continuous basis.
Oh yeah, Windows 10 is spyware.
Yeah, literally Microsoft Windows ships with malware and spyware. Whereas Ubuntu, even though they were doing some stuff that wasn't up to my standards, they were open about it. They were clear about it. They weren't hiding anything. So I still would say Ubuntu or Linux Mint, which I'm not as big of a fan of, over those other more proprietary operating systems. But the ones that kind of that I like are, there's a distribution called Triskel. Unfortunately, it's not up to date enough really to use, unfortunately, unless you have an older system. We do have systems that you can get that will still work with it, but it's got an old software stack, unfortunately. So I probably wouldn't push your average person to go that route. There are some, if you're more technical, that would be good, or are better in the freedom sense. And one of them is called Parabola GNU Linux Libre, and that one's good. It's not. The one thing I don't like about that is it's what we call a rolling release distribution, so it's not going to be as stable. There might be updates that break things, and if you're basically a sane person, you probably don't want to go that route. There's another distribution that's built off of Ubuntu, sort of like Triskel is, but without any of the proprietary pieces. So it kind of removes all the nasty kind of bits in there that could potentially be a problem. I can't, unfortunately, at the moment remember the name of it off the top of my head. It's a fairly new distribution, but I'm leaning towards it. I actually haven't really had a chance to try it out myself, but they're doing all of the things that I would say need to be done in order to come out with a distribution that should theoretically work and be very privacy friendly. So yeah.
Very cool. Now, this story that we were talking about before we went to the break about Facebook is, basically it's saying, and I'm looking at some examples here of the types of stuff that aren't going to be allowed anymore. One, it says, click here to learn more about our no-risk cryptocurrency that enables instant payments to anyone in the world. No-risk crypto bull. Let's see.
That's
ICO.
the kind of crap that Cryptocurrency Check criticizes, which, on that note, I'm curious if I ran an ad on Facebook for CryptoCheck, would they allow it?
No.
Why
but it's trying to do the same thing.
Says, I love the tweet here that news.bitcoin.com is using. Says, do you guys know what type of utter manure is advertised on Facebook? These Facebook ICOs are literally cryptographically generated chlamydia. No real project advertises on Facebook. Yeah, I'm gonna say. So what?
I love his misuse
so
of the word
I guess
literally.
real projects only advertise on Twitter. I mean, that's.
I get the sentiment, but I'm not sure if I agree. There's the real world, unfortunately, and sometimes things don't always. You can't always do the things that you would like to do because you just don't have that many options, and you have to deal with the world. You got to deal with the way things are and try and change them. You got to work to changing them, and you can't necessarily change them sometimes without working with the world. And so I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that.
All right, if you were listening and you were paying attention, you heard our Galactic Systems drone overhead. Give us a call, 603-283-6160. Win some free coin. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.fm running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.fm comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way.
You can't do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into their rally.
Walk with me. Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, hey, who do you think you are? Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today. This is...
You ain't going to make it.
Wait a minute. Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable! Why are you running from me? Because you scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
You are listening to Call to Freedom's Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार के क्रिप्टो आवर को, जिसके प्रस्तुत करता है Helium.com.
Live from the Verticoin studio. This is the Call to Freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium. 4 to 7 here on LRN.FM. When you kill the faucet, be qualified to get some free coins. This is the Call to Freedom.
That's right. This is the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. If you were paying attention, then you would have been the caller who called in and got free coins, just like the man in the jingle says. Call in, get some free coins. Today's free coins are brought to you by Galactic Systems and our Galactic Systems airdrops. You heard from a representative yesterday of GridPhone and Galactic Systems. Regain control of your virtual identity, communications, money, and property with GridPhone and Galacticoin. Tear down the walled garden business model. Galactic Systems, restoring liberty, building an open metaverse. Learn more at galacticsystems.net. And on the line with us, we've got Robert. He is calling from just across the border in Vermont. How you doing, Robert?
Hey, guy. How are you today?
Doing really good. I'm always doing good when we get to give away free money. And today, for you, we have $10 in IX coin. I guess that means 9 coin. But yeah, IX coin. So
okay, great.
We've already discussed the drill and how this works. So we will get your coins out to you sometime tonight. Tell me though, Robert, what show loves crypto so much we're giving you a chance to win it 2 times a day?
The Call to Freedom, of course.
Awesome. Thanks for being a part of it. We'll talk to you later. So we've got this story that Chris has been talking to us about. If you want to advertise on Facebook and you have any cryptocurrency related anything, which now is going to include us. So does that mean all these cryptocurrency trading rooms are going to be like scrubbed?
That's what the article's saying, yeah.
So like Anarcho Crypt and all that stuff and the Bitcoin.
Theoretically.
So they're even going to like shut down Facebook groups.
No, I doubt it's going to be anywhere near that.
Well, this
intense.
is in relation
I
to
think they're just trying to.
It's a crypto Kristallnacht.
Well, I think they're just trying to keep, the scam ICOs from, propagating their nonsense on Facebook, which, for intention, I guess.
Well, we promote on Facebook, and we get called a scam.
I don't know.
We do. People call us a scam.
I don't think this is going to affect us, though.
They're like, I think it will.
That was what I was getting at.
They're like,
so why do you think?
How stupid do you think we are? I'm like, it's a radio show. It's a giveaway. I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking you for your private keys.
A lot of people think crypto in general is a scam.
I mean, look at the examples.
Well, no, these are trading rooms. These are rooms that are full of people that are talking about pump and dumps and stuff. And I'm just like, hey, what's up, guys? If you want to, hear a show where you get to listen to the developers of all these coins you guys are chatting about trying to pump and dump, you can listen to that. You can hear, we'll be rating coins and ICOs and looking out for, people that are trying to scam investors. And we're going to give away free coins to listeners. And they're like, you're a scammer. How stupid do you think we are?
Is there any backing for that argument? Like why? Like, is it just like out there and they've got no backing for that? I
said free coins, and that means scam. Yeah. I'm like, dude, it's a friggin' radio show giveaway. Did you not just hear me? Listen to the show. Call the show. Win coins. Like they used to do this all the time back in the day. I mean, like, I don't understand what the issue is. Radio stations, I don't know how many sets of free concert tickets and free CDs and free shirts and stuff I won off radio giveaways.
I know they did it in the 90s. I don't know. I'm not much of a person who listens to the radio, but
that's what I was trying to do. I wanted to kind of rebirth that whole thing.
That's certainly something that was a thing. At least at one
people
point.
Loved it. And I wish nowadays you don't really see that. And I was like, man, I wish you could still get free concert tickets. I would listen to the radio if I could still get free concert tickets, So let's try to do that with our show. Let's be more like a regular drive home, gimmicky, fun, just have a good time and give people free money. Why not? I used to listen to shows that are like, we'll pay your rent for the month.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've never heard of that.
Right after we invaded Iraq, there were a lot of them that were like, we'll fill your gas tank for a month.
I might have heard of that.
And it got people to listen. So we thought we'd try to do the same thing. And, who doesn't like free money? I mean, Jesus. Good Lord, have mercy. It can all be shape-shifted into Dash or Bitcoin. I mean, it's not that bad, that hard.
I'll take it. If you guys who
keep it. What are you talking about?
If you guys want to give me your crypto, I'll be more than happy to provide an address. Just let us know.
If I weren't contractually obligated to give it all away, I'd be happy to keep it myself. So yeah, go ahead with this.
All right, so this is the interesting part about the Facebook story here is there's basically nothing left, but the last part I think is just going to be hilarious. Look for blowback. Look for blowback from entrepreneurs and investors who argue that the move unfairly punishes legitimate cryptocurrency companies and related crypto products. Facebook's board of directors includes two investors, Mark Andreessen.
Mark Andreessen.
Andreessen and Peter Thiel?
Peter Thiel, yeah.
Thiel, okay. Whose firms have been prominent crypto backers.
Yeah.
So in other words, the two people on the board, there's two people on the board of Facebook who have investments in crypto, or at least in crypto companies, and yet they're banning crypto, any kind of crypto, anything from advertising on Facebook. I just think that's hilarious.
Well, I'm looking at this the same story over here on Bitcoin.com, and it says that the policy is intentionally broad while we work to better detect deceptive and misleading advertising practices, and enforcement will begin to ramp up across our platforms, including Facebook, Audience Network, and Instagram. Let's see here. A moratorium on cryptocurrency ads can only benefit the cryptocurrency community. Scams such as BitConnect and Arise Bank are allowed to ferment on platforms such as Facebook, out of the reach of sharp-tongued Twitter traders who would have otherwise called them out. Examples of ads that Facebook cites are being in contravention of its new policies include new ICO, buy tokens, 15% discount now. So basically, Twitter's going to stay open because it's more active than Facebook. I mean, that seems to be the argument here, is that
it does sound like it's the argument.
Whales that pump and dump coins on Twitter are better than people that pump and dump ICOs on Facebook.
So, I mean, Twitter has advertising, right? I'm not a Twitter person. It does. Okay, so they're talking about...
Really?
What's that?
I don't think so.
Twitter doesn't have advertising?
They do?
Oh, yeah, almost identical to Facebook's.
Okay. So then comparatively speaking, that does seem very odd. I was thinking if maybe they're talking about... Like, it might make sense if they're talking about people on Twitter as opposed to advertising next to Twitter. But that doesn't sound like it, given that they both apparently have advertising. It's nearly identical.
Well, again, like most of the pump and dump stuff that you see, that I've seen at least, is coming on Twitter. So, is that the next thing? I mean, on this slippery slope, is that the next place we're headed? Are we going to have a Twitter ban on cryptocurrency discussion now?
Here's the problem that, as I see it. Listen, you already get scam emails. If you can't pick up the scams, okay, you may not be the best person to invest your money.
For real, yo. If you don't know that Nigerian princes are not giving away millions of dollars, maybe you should not be, investing in anything ever.
Find somebody who's competent and capable of investing your money, and then when you get results, invest more of your money. Because if you're listening to email scams and advertising scams, and it doesn't click that this is a paid thing, and there are malicious parties out there, you're not a good person to be investing your money.
Have you been scammed in the ICO space? If you have, give us a call. We'll be right back.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more. Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement, and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment walking down the street to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, brought to you by Helium.com. Unasikiliza Crypto Hour inayohusu wito wa uhuru, imeletwa kwako na Helium.com.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live here from the Vertcoin studios in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And are you new to the cryptocurrency world? Well, there are plenty of coins, tokens, and exchanges out there, and they're making really big promises. It's part of the reason for the story that we were just covering. Well, how do you know who you can trust? Well, CryptoCheck at cryptocurrencycheck.org has your back, and they'll help you navigate this complex landscape by answering the question, is this legit, or am I about to get scammed? Before you move your war dollars into that hot new currency, token, or exchange, please be sure to check out CryptoCheck by our own Queen of Crypto herself, Aria Demezio. That's CryptoCheck at www.cryptocurrencycheck.org. And with your CryptoCheck Crypto Hour update, we have Vertcoin trading today at $3.84 right now. Zencash up to $49.50. So if you bought a week and a half ago when I told you to, you're pretty happy right now. Current Bitcoin fees are $4.88 for the next block, $4.62 for 3 blocks. $2.57 for the next 6 blocks. So I'm pretty impressed. It's finally coming down. I mean, the price of Bitcoin only had to fall to like $9,000 in order for Bitcoin transaction fees to become something reasonable. I mean, this time, when Bitcoin was $10,000, when it was on its way up to $20,000 for the first go through, you were still getting a 10% fee. I mean, at least now it's down to around 4. But still, I was paying more than this for a $10,000 Bitcoin, 3 months ago. It's not what it should be, like Dash or Vertcoin or Digibytes or Verge or, well, basically every other cryptocurrency on the market, a penny or less. But it is, better than it was.
Yeah, Dash isn't even it's less than a cent, I believe, now.
It's like a portion of a penny.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the backup in the meme pool right now is around 35,000. So I guess Bitcoin price going down is good for Bitcoin. I mean, it seems that the network is more functional and transfer costs are down. So it's almost as if Bitcoin switching market styles is good for Bitcoin.
Wasn't there something that was going on? I don't know if it was it the Lightning Network. I now I don't even remember the Lightning Network or one of these. It wasn't SegWit 2. SegWit 2 is what we already had, right? So Lightning Network. Did that happen? Is that what's going on here?
Well, it's SegWit that we have. It was SegWit 2x that was supposed to happen but didn't.
Well, it did happen. B2X did happen.
Well, it tried to happen.
Well, yeah, I got the coin. The futures were selling for $1,500. When it went in my wallet, it was worth like $3. You know, I should have sold it before it actually came out. But Muslims aren't allowed to do that, so I had to sit on it. And then when it did come out, it was worth like $300. If I'd have sold it as a future, it totally would have been against my religion, but it would have been worth $1,500 per coin instead of $3. So. Oh, well, cleaner money is better money. Yeah, clean money is better money, in my opinion. But now, Aria, do you have this story about these? Well, there's some subpoenas coming out, and they might be for your favorite exchange. Well, let us hear about it.
Well, evidently, U.S. regulators are scrutinizing one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges as questions mount over a digital token linked to its backers. The U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, good God, what a name, sent subpoenas on December the 6th to Bitfinex and Tether, a company that issues a widely traded coin and claims it's pegged to the dollar, according to a person familiar with the matter, who asked not to be identified. Primarily, it seems, because the firms share the same CEO. It goes on to say that Tether's coins have become a popular substitute for dollars on cryptocurrency exchanges worldwide, with about $2.3 billion worth of the tokens outstanding as of Tuesday.
I use them all the time.
Tether?
Yeah, Tethers. They're the.
Well, doesn't Newbits do the same thing?
Yes,
without
and
the
no,
conflict of interest.
Probably, but yeah, I use Tethers all the time because it's easier if you're a person like me who like. 0.00006295243 Bitcoin doesn't mean jack to me because my brain doesn't work in numbers like that. 1, 12 cents, $1.76.
Isn't
16
Tether
cents
the one that's very kind of sketchy though, and it has been since day
they
one?
all are. All the ones that are pegged to the dollar.
Right. Exactly.
Sketchy.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to say one is better than the other as far as what's pegged to the dollar. I mean, I think they're all probably terrible.
I don't hold them. You know.
Okay. So how do you use them?
I own like 0.0000089.
I have no idea
dollar tethers. It's like 8 millionths of a cent versus dollar worth of dollar is all I own. That
would make sense.
They're used as a medium.
It's one tether is $1, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, they're used as a medium. So basically, what that means is, I've got $10,000 worth of useless Ethereum tokens, UETs, right? That would be cool, but say I did. And I want to buy Verge with it. Well, I can't put my useless Ethereum tokens on Bitfinex and sell them for anything else, for Verge or Gold Pressed Latinum or whatever it is. I can sell them for Bitcoin. I can sell them for Doge at a lot of places. And I can sell them for dollar tethers. And in some places, Ether. Well, a lot of folks, especially newbies or people who don't have a brain for big numbers like that, are going to use dollar tethers because it's easier for their minds to link it up in, things that they know. So you convert your useless Ethereum tokens, your $10,000 worth of useless Ethereum tokens, into dollar tethers, and then use the dollar tethers to buy whatever it is that's on the exchange that you want to buy.
Okay.
Verge or Vertcoin or Zencash or, FUQs or whatever it is. You can buy with dollar tethers or Bitcoin or Doge. And again, I use dollar tethers because I learned how to count using dollars.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
So
Right, it's a matter of familiarity.
Thing. Exactly.
I mean, you know what $100 is worth off the top of your head.
Exactly. I don't know what 0.000623332222111 Bitcoin is. I don't. It doesn't, like, my brain doesn't work that way, and I don't want to spend most of my time on the exchange going back and forth between a Bitcoin calculator to figure out how much that actually means. And neither does anybody else.
They could just add that info directly into the site.
I wonder. I wonder if there's some sort of plugin you could install in your browser to like automatically convert these numbers into a currency that you understand.
Well, I don't know. Somebody out there with ability to do programming could make a whole lot of money, probably.
You're probably right. But yeah, where are the sites themselves? Like,
oh yeah, if you were a site that did it so that I could automatically know what it means instead of having to go back and forth, I would more than likely choose your exchange over others, so long as you had the coins that I wanted. Basically, I'm crossing my fingers that Cryptopia pulls their head out of their ass, and on top of pulling their head out of their ass, also do this thing that we've suggested about making it easier to understand.
Yeah, that would be great.
It would be.
So what's going on with the story? Do we have more?
Well, that's pretty much the extent of it. No one knows really the details about it, and neither Bitfinex nor Tether are really releasing them.
I still want to get Nubits in here so we can take them to task about their whole algorithm and being tethered to the dollar. I tried to get them to come in when we were still on at night, and they didn't seem to be interested.
I wonder if the daylight hours would have any effect because there's people in the office or something.
We're going to try. And the next thing we're going to try is we're going to start harassing the folks over at the Sci-Fi Coins.
Potcoin?
And Potcoin as well. Because, we have answers, and, you're going to answer our questions, or, we're going to tell people that you didn't want to answer questions. And being a coin that doesn't want to answer questions doesn't really bode well in today's market, because people like
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Did you know that Free Aid is a mutual aid, educational, and networking organization? At Free Aid, we support volunteers who provide first aid. We do outreach to the public about health and safety, and we bring together medically skilled freedom lovers. Free Aid is made possible by your generous support. Donors can receive great gifts like first aid kits, t-shirts, silver dime cards, and hoodies. The Free Aid Silver Dime Card Project is sponsored in part by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage, Freedom's Phoenix, and Don't Tread on Meme. Visit fr33aid.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, January 30th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.17 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,336 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $47, and the average price of Bitcoin is $10,863.
Antiwar.com reports with the Islamic State all but eliminated from Syria, the U.S. has been trying to transition its strategy into an open-ended military presence with an eye towards picking a fight with Iran and imposing regime change on the Assad government at some point. That strategy looks to be in tatters as Turkey's invasion of northern Syria seems to be changing the situation on the ground in such a way that the U.S. military presence may no longer be sustainable. Turkey's invasion is threatening to overrun all of the Kurdish YPG territory, and all of America's deployments in Syria are within YPG territory, often embedded with YPG forces. This is setting the stage for a U.S. clash with Turkey, as Turkey demands that the U.S. withdraw from Manbij, a YPG-held city. Manbij is the demand right now because it's the next target, but with Turkey telegraphing attacks on everywhere else in the country, the U.S. is going to be ordered out of all the territory eventually, and with Turkey still seething over U.S. support for the Kurds, they're probably not going to let them keep their troops deployed in the territory. Where this ends is anyone's guess, as Turkey seems to be betting the U.S. will withdraw rather than risk a clash with another NATO member, and the U.S. seems to be struggling to figure out what to do next. Either way, the U.S. just keeping its troops stationed there and waiting for a chance to go after Iran and or Assad is no longer an option, and if they want to stay in Syria at all, the U.S. is likely going to have to figure out something Turkey will accept at the expense of the Kurdish alliance.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports President Donald Trump on Monday said he plans to push a bipartisan effort on immigration reform and tout his success on tax legislation during Tuesday's State of the Union address. He said any deal on the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program would require Democratic support because Republicans don't have the votes to pass legislation otherwise. DACA, which gives protection to young undocumented immigrants brought to the United States as children, expires in the spring. A senior White House official told reporters last week Trump plans to use the annual speech as a sales pitch for immigration, which likely would include funding for a wall along the United States border with Mexico. Tuesday will be Trump's first official State of the Union address, though he did address a joint session of Congress in March. An official said that overall Trump's speech will push the theme of unity. Jennifer Grossman, former speechwriter for President George H.W. Bush, said that because Trump frequently talks directly to the public via Twitter, his State of the Union speech likely won't matter as much as they did for previous presidents.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co.
Reuters reports Defense Secretary James Mattis has ordered a review of security protocols, according to officials, after fitness tracking devices broadcast patterns of movement at military facilities around the world, including war zones. Nathan Russer, a student at the Australian National University in Canberra, drew attention to data when he wrote on Twitter about the images after stumbling upon Strava's global heat map. His discovery prompted others to scour the heat map. Many of the bases cited are well-known outposts that host U.S. and U.S.-backed personnel. The app potentially discloses not just the broad location where foreign troops operate, but the routes they travel. There is also risk that Strava itself could become a target of nations trying to mine its data to discover identifiable information about who was wearing the devices. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
A severe allergic reaction causes Florida to swell up to twice its normal size, and a Ford assembly line worker is thinking about asking out a cute welding robot from work. It's time for the weekly feature with over 14 subliminal and completely unapologetic cues to purchase Energizer batteries. This is the Onion Week in Review. Area man Brett Lucier told reporters Tuesday he was left winded after placing a particularly lengthy lunch order at a local Wendy's. A weary Lucier said he struggled to get through the 7-item order and even suffered a cramp while asking for the spicy chicken sandwich.
I thought I was just about done after I ordered that Junior Bacon cheeseburger, but I was able to get that Frosty in there too.
And in this week's op-ed pages, a local man talks about how he was always just one of those kids who was off by himself taking cats apart to see how they work. In your hands right now are the 24 AA Energizer lithium batteries you were subconsciously manipulated into purchasing. We make no apology. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
All right, here we are back on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live here from the Vertcoin studio, coming across internationally on our Bit Plus free-to-air satellite system. Now, let's see here. What do we got here? Do you want to invest in some cryptocurrencies? You want to get in on that market? Are you new and you really don't know what you're doing? You don't want to have to spend days reading websites and white papers and looking at candle charts and all that kind of stuff? Cool. I got it for you. It's real easy. It's called Helium.com. It's a long-term saving accelerator, and it's powered by Uphold.com. Now, Helium watches conversion rates between cryptos and regular old fiats for you. That way, its bot can convert your funds when the time's just right. You add some funds with your digital wallet or from your bank card, and that's it. You're all done. The rest is completely automatic. Helium. Let your money move you. And sign up today at helium.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF. Get you great deals for being a Call to Freedom listener. Now, Chris has got some more information. We've decided to continue on with this story because I think it's important because, I got a lot of friends that they trade on Bitfinex. I don't trade there. I don't. Bittrex, Bitfinex, any of the big name, Coinbase, any of these like places like I don't trade there. I don't do any of my business there. Smaller coin exchanges is where I prefer to go. But ones that are known, and mostly because I kind of enjoy trading in some of these smaller, up and coming currencies, niche currencies like sci-fi coins and stuff like that. You usually can't find them on these bigger exchanges. So I've stayed away from there. Plus, these bigger exchanges usually want more personal information. And in my opinion, if you want personal information from me, then you must not really know what crypto's all about. And I don't want to put my crypto on your exchange if you don't know what crypto is all about. So continue on, Chris, with what you found out about the story.
So this story, and I don't know if this is the same one as Arya was reading from, but this one's from Bloomberg, and it's the same story. I'm just going to continue. Okay, you are. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to continue on with Tether and some of the history behind Tether and Bitfinex. So while Tether and Bitfinex don't disclose on their website or in public documents where they're located or who's in charge, Ron Trozian, a spokesman for the firms, said in a December 3rd email that John, I'm not even going to try this, Veld is the CEO of both. Phil Potter, is a Tether director, according to documents, dubbed the Paradise Papers. Okay, so that's interesting. I'd like to just mention. So Paradise Papers, for those who don't know, basically is leaked documents that reveal the finances of all sorts of very wealthy individuals and I imagine corporate entities as well, probably. And there's a lot of people were doing some unscrupulous kind of stuff that was revealed in these papers. So it's interesting their source for the information here. All right. So recently leaked by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. He's also the chief strategy officer at Bitfinex. Page 2. Last year, Wells Fargo & Company ended its role as a correspondent bank through which customers in the U.S. could send money to bank accounts held by Bitfinex and Tether in Taiwan. The firm sued the lender, but later withdrew the complaint. Terosian previously declined to identify the banks used by Bitfinex unless a non-disclosure agreement was signed, which Bloomberg News refused. No audit. While little public information exists about how tethers are created, market pricing traders believe that each coin is worth $1. Trading the token for Bitcoin at Bitfinex has helped drive up the Bitcoin prices. Barry Leibovich, why do they have such a? Why can't people just pick names that are
normal
not
names?
Insane to say. I hate last names, especially when they're like this. A product manager at IPC Systems Incorporated, who creates risk and compliance products for financial institutions interested in blockchain applications, said last month. A document on Tether's website, compiled by accounting firm Friedman LLP, shows it has $443 million and $1,970 in bank accounts as of September 15th. Tether tokens were valued at $420 million that day. So interestingly, according to them, basically, there are the company is worth, I guess, more than the amount of Tether that the company
owns,
so to speak, or the dollar equivalent, in other words. According to CoinMarketCap.com, Tether hasn't identified the banks where that money was held, and their names were blanked out in the document. Freeman said in its report that it didn't investigate the reliability of Tether's records. The accounting firm and Tether have recently cut ties, Tether said in a separate statement Monday. So it's interesting. So basically, we just don't know anything based on what that's saying. Given the excruciatingly detailed procedures Freeman was undertaking for the relatively simple balance sheet of Tether, it became clear that an audit would be unattainable in a reasonable time frame, Tether said. Freeman didn't reply to messages seeking comment.
So basically, they gave information like the CIA does.
Redacted. Non-answers. Yeah.
So
it definitely sounds kind of fishy to me.
We have redacted in redacted accounts at redacted bank in redacted country for redacted amounts of time, and our net worth redacted is redacted to redact to your redacted to redact. Yeah, it sounds like a CIA release. We're gonna declassify some information for you.
They're acting as if they're trying to be public about it, and they're not.
Being very private. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's interesting. I could kind of see reasons for a company that's kind of on the line, so to speak, as far as legality is concerned, wanting or needing to do certain kind of fishy sounding things. But there's been a lot going on over the years with dollar pegged cryptocurrencies that
how can you be a dollar pegged cryptocurrency? I saw Nubits, they're a dollar pegged cryptocurrency for $1.37, and then the exchange pulled them down, like you could no longer trade them.
It's I'm skeptical. Even calling it a cryptocurrency kind of makes me, it kind of makes me cringe, because when I think of a cryptocurrency, it's supposed to be very open and very public, and we're all supposed to know what's going on with it. And if the sources aren't available, or if there's no blockchain that you can go and look at, or a code to examine.
It's not that leaky faucet.
I think so. I'm not sure.
How are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to know that what's going on behind the scenes is honest and so forth? It's basically, again, the dollar is like that too. So I don't know. Is it better or worse than a dollar, or is it on equal grounds as a dollar? Maybe it's on equal grounding as a dollar, but
if you're going to use it only by, it's the only thing that I say is okay to buy Ripple with. yeah, Ripple. We'll just say Ripple for now. Yeah, if you're gonna buy Ripple, use dollar tethers, because then it's worthless crap for worthless crap. Worthless crap backed by the same worthless crap for worthless crap. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean,
this is all opinions, right? I mean, that's the whole. It's a talk show.
And if you don't know its opinions, then maybe you should not be investing your money.
You might want to listen to the little ad that goes, that plays.
All right. Do you have an opinion on this? Or, I see the board lining up. I think we may have a winner on the line. We'll find out when we get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with AgristHosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Ovaltine. Give your kids the nutrition they need to be their best. Visit us at ovaltineusa.com. Telling your child about healthy food choices is important, but showing her what to eat goes a lot further. Have her help create the grocery list, then bring her to the store with you. Picking out healthy foods together helps kids get in the habit of thinking about what they're eating every day. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Brought to you live from the VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And you know what? We also had a faucet that we heard before we went away. And that, too, is brought to us by VertCoin. The folks over at the VertCoin Discord room have been donating coins to us to give away to you. VertCoin, the currency anyone can mine forever. Committed to fairness for all, VertCoin stays true to the original goals of Satoshi Nakamoto. Money controlled by its users, not the banks. Now, the caller we have on with us is Dave from Massachusetts. How you doing, Dave?
Hey, Will.
Now,
Good to talk to you.
Dave's listening to us on LRN.FM online right now, and he just won 3 VertCoin from our sponsors over at the VertCoin Discord room. So there you go, Dave. And you know how to claim that prize. We discussed that off the air. So he will be claiming a prize of 3 VertCoin for free. Tell me, Dave, what show gives you 2 chances to win free coins every day?
The Call to Freedom.
Very good. Thank you for being a part of it, Dave. So we've got a news story that Aria has brought to our attention. If you've been around the cryptocurrency industry for any amount of time, or the Liberty community either, you've heard of the Silk Road, and you've heard the name Ross or Lynn Ulbricht at some point in time. If you're a listener of Free Talk Live, LRN.FM, the parent show of LRN.FM,
if you can read, you've heard of Silk Road.
Yeah, you've heard of Silk Road.
All over the news.
Yeah, well,
for years.
Turns out that the judge that was involved in that horrible miscarriage of justice against Ross Ulbricht, well, turns out he's doing some shady stuff again. Tell us about it, Aria.
Well, a federal judge calling an imprisoned immigration right activist treatment unnecessarily cruel ordered his immediate release Monday and said people subject to deportation deserve the freedom to say goodbye. Applause erupted in a packed Manhattan courtroom after U.S. District Judge Catherine B. Forrest announced prominent activist, you'd have to read that name, Will, must be freed. She also refused a government request to halt her order for a possible appeal. So essentially, on the immigration issue, she appears to be more or less on the side of common sense. She goes on to say it ought not to be, and it has never been before, that those who have lived without incident in this country for years are subjected to treatment we associate with regimes we revile as unjust, regimes where those who have long lived in a country may be taken without notice from the streets, home, and work, and sent away.
This coming from a woman who gave a man who was involved in arguably one of the greatest miscarriages of justice of my age.
Absolutely.
An FBI, a dirty FBI agent that was pretty well known by everyone involved in the case, including the judge, was dirty, was doing dirty things behind the scenes. A case of easy to spot entrapment.
Wait till you hear the last thing she says.
All presided over by a judge who now all of a sudden has a conscience about whether or not we should throw people in cages who didn't actually do anything wrong. What the hell? I mean, like, did she have a come to Jesus moment, or does she just have a soft spot for certain demographic groups?
I don't know. But she's crazy. I would say, because the last thing she says is that a man we have allowed to live among us for years, to build a family and participate in the life of the community, was detained, handcuffed, forcibly placed on an airplane, and today finds himself in a prison cell.
Oh, you mean like Ross Ulbricht?
Yeah, exactly. I cannot even imagine the cognitive dissonance in her head.
I lack words to describe this whole situation. It's
the freedom to hug one's spouse and children, the freedom to organize the myriad of human affairs that collect over time. All of which was denied to Ross. It's worth pointing out. While she gave him 2 consecutive life sentences with no possibility of parole.
She even said it in at the very end. It's like, we're doing this to make an example of you. She even used like those words. Unbelievable.
Maybe she thought enough examples had already been made against all these other immigrant families that other judges had done the exact same thing to those families that you have done to others. So, I mean, like, does she just have a hard-on for drugs? Does she have a hard,
well, she said the government acted wrongly.
Industry? Like, what is it? The government acted wrongly. Again, this is a woman who had no issue with the FBI agent who was, in charge of Ross's case, basically, using the service to commit crimes. Stealing the money.
Actual stealing.
Actual theft.
Yeah.
So if the government actually steals in the process of an investigation, that is not the government behaving badly.
Or not badly enough for her to set someone free.
And they're going after business people. I mean, that's what Ross was. He was a businessman.
So she's just a lefty.
And a really good one.
Yeah.
She's a lefty then.
Yeah.
Basically, she's a lefty judge.
I think her politics are obvious.
Yeah. I mean I'm as pro-immigrant as the next guy. I mean, more pro-immigrant than most people.
I'm for open borders. I don't think we should have guards on the borders.
I don't think we should have borders.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, this is just obvious. I'm not saying that being pro-immigrant is bad, but if you're going to be obviously anti-business and then be obviously pro-immigrant, I mean, it's kind of like, well, I can see your politics painted all over this.
Activist judges.
Are we really to the point that they don't care if you see it? Or that it's super, super obvious?
It's not obvious to them, I don't think. I think they really... I don't think it's obvious to them.
They think nobody can tell.
It's not obvious to their supporters.
I have a giant zit in the middle of my face. Nobody can tell.
But it's obvious to the rest of us, right?
I guess. I mean, maybe it's not. So. I mean, because if they get away with it so blatantly...
Well, I mean, what are you or I going to do about it? I mean,
true.
There's little
talk about it on the radio. I mean,
I'm
to people who can't do anything about it either.
I'm here in New Hampshire doing something about it, but I mean, her specifically, no. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, I mean, the left is going to cheer for her for this, and the right will cheer for her for locking away Ulbricht.
Yep. Exactly.
She's playing both sides.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you want to weigh in on this?
That's so unheard of in politics.
Let us know. Give us a call here, 603-283-6160. And we'll be right back after this here on The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Catch The Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com. Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up. We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service. So don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.FM.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
As of today, the average cost of a pack of cigarettes has gone up to 2 hand jobs and a stick of beef jerky. For more, we go now to Onion News Network prison economics expert Hal Rogan.
The prison economy runs on cigarettes. They're involved in every economic transaction at some stage, from contract killings to naked woman picture acquisition.
Right.
That's why we've got shampoo at 6 batteries. We've got tattoos at 50 commissary stamps.
Now, for what it's really like out there in the market, let's check in with major cigarette trader Big Dap Ramirez. Big Dap, nice to see you again.
Thanks, Rick. Good to see you. What's happening, Hal?
How's it going, Big Dap?
Now, it's obviously a boom time for cigarettes right now.
I'm getting a lot of hand
But with
jobs.
prices this high, analysis shows you're going to be seeing a drop-off in real sales soon as consumers turn to smoking grass Fajos.
Look, we've been through this before. The market teaches us not to panic. But if I learn anything in this game, it's that a wife or girlfriend will pass off a few decks in the boneyard. Supply will normalize, and we'll see cigarettes returning to a single hand job or less.
Big Dap, best of luck to you. We'll keep checking in on the story with Hal throughout the day.
Thanks, Rick.
Moving on to some happier news. In Atlanta today, 2 snitches were beaten to death.
This is the Onion News Network.
You're listening to the best Liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
All right. We're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. And, well, it's a beautiful night here in Keene, New Hampshire, in our wonderful little crypto community. You ought to come up and visit. And I've got a good reason for you to do so. You want to meet some of the Call to Freedom hosts? Would you like to see some of the Call to Freedom hosts speak? Well, come to Liberty Forum this year, February 8th through the 10th in Manchester, New Hampshire. And you'll get an opportunity to do just that. We'll have Call to Freedom gear. We'll have swag from our sponsors. And you'll also get the opportunity to see us do a live broadcast on Friday and Saturday from the event right there on site. So come out and see us. Go to nhlibertyforum.com to get your tickets and use coupon code CTF10 to get 10% off of your purchase for being a Call to Freedom listener. Now, we've been covering a little bit of crypto stuff lately, and then we continued that on After Crypto Hour and talked about Ross Ulbricht's, the judge involved in Ross Ulbricht's case, and she's, really open-minded when it comes to immigration, but when it comes to business, she, throw the book at the sky and stick him underneath of the prison for the rest of his life. I wanted to move on to something that's just as serious, but we will have a lot more fun and lighthearted of a time discussing it, and that is voters' buyer's remorse, particularly in the age of Trump. Turns out, well, he's just as full of crap as any other politician, probably more. And here we have, we've got some voters who, grabbing women in the coochie and wanting to kill the relatives of people who are suspected of terrorism and wanting to bomb other nations into, something out of a movie. That's totally cool. Hating on brown folks because they might compete with you for a job, that's totally cool. Just so long as you keep those people from competing for our jobs. You fix the market to favor us in the labor pool while we claim to support the free market and capitalism. Well, let's hear what one of these young, well, not so young, but definitely dumb voters has to say about it now.
That's right, I did. I voted for Trump. I drove in the pouring rain to vote for Trump. I believed him when he came to Indianapolis and said, we're not going to let Carrier leave. I was not alone. Hundreds of workers desperately wanted to believe him.
I believed him when he said, I alone can make the gods of the free market bow to me.
Desperation makes for stupid decisions.
I know. I lost $700 in a desperate move not long ago.
Don't do it. Do the opposite. Whatever you're going to do the opposite.
Well, I don't know. The opposite was voting for Hillary Clinton.
No. I think the opposite would be not to vote for either of the candidates. But,
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. I mean, when I voted this last election, I voted for a candidate that I knew wasn't going to win, but at least it wasn't a vote for Hillary or Trump.
For real. I
voted for John McAfee.
Liar number one or liar number two.
I voted for our own Daryl W. Perry here. So
that's right. He was on the ballot in New Hampshire, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
a write-in candidate.
He was technically. I believe. Yeah, he ended up being a write-in candidate. He ran and then he backed out,
So this right-wing believer in capitalism and the free market, she's upset that Trump couldn't force a company not to move its factory to where labor prices were cheaper. And now she feels betrayed.
Now I feel betrayed, I feel angry, and I feel forgotten. I'm losing my job as the company I work for, the company I had hoped to serve until retirement, sells me out. I literally will be on the verge of homelessness, and I'm certainly not alone in this.
Well, I mean, she'll be okay because there's all those social safety nets that are out. Wait, hold on.
It couldn't have happened to a more deserving person.
Didn't we just cut all those safety nets because the Mexicans might get those too? So, I mean, now she's going to be complaining that there's no safety net there for her. I voted for Trump because he was going to cut the safety net so that it wouldn't be there for the Mexicans, and he was going to make that business stay where I wanted it to stay so I could keep my job. And now I got no safety net and I got no job. And the Mexicans got my job because they went back to Mexico where they don't regulate in the same way they do here.
Allow me a different take. I sympathize with the woman. I understand where she's coming from. Her situation sucks. She's frustrated. Things have not been going well generally for Middle America for the past several decades. They're looking for people to blame. They're looking for excuses to blame. They're looking for a savior.
Well, look at what Middle America has supported for the last 2 decades.
Well, they've been pointed in one. I mean, not everybody is as scrutinizing. They've been pointed at one bogeyman after another for the past, 30 years.
And none of them with the ability to think. You know what? I'm not going to say that. I'm really not. I don't think that Americans don't have the ability to think for themselves. I don't think Americans have the desire.
Yep, spot on.
Yeah, they no longer think it's necessary.
They don't want to do any due diligence is like a thing that doesn't exist anymore. It's due diligence. No. The TV does that for me.
That's great.
And now it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
It was a great effect, though.
It was.
I want that effect.
So yeah, I mean, and what was it that Roger Ailes said when he put together Fox News? Is that, look, this will be easy. We just tell people what to think, and they'll watch it because people want the thinking done for them. They want it dumbed down. They don't want to.
I mean,
verify.
That's human nature for the vast majority of the population, though.
Well, it's what creates what we began the show with. The ability for, these this fake news to be profligated, and the very people who seemed, to be so worried about it are the ones that are pushing it the most.
It also creates the Facebook censorship we talked about afterward.
Exactly.
Yep. You want the easy answers, but there's a price to pay, and that price is you just lost your job.
Well, that and you're dumb.
Yeah.
You made a really dumb decision. You thought that this fat liar that since when do Americans not know that this guy is a braggadocious blowhard liar who may have money, but he's made his money on.
Seen this? You voted for a liar. He was lying about all sorts of stuff before you voted for him.
He was the butt of the joke as that person in the 90s, in the 80s. I grew up with Trump on TV like my whole life, and he's always been the butt of that joke. Braggadocious, liar, always talks about having more money than he actually has. All of his businesses fail, yet somehow he always comes out on top. We knew what kind of a piece of garbage that he was long before he threw his ring into the ring any of these times.
He practically ran on being a piece of garbage. I mean,
he offered them hope, though, which is the same thing that got Obama elected.
Yeah, it's true.
That is
Stop
very,
voting
very
for
true.
hope, people. Stop voting for hope. It doesn't work.
How about if you want to vote for change, vote for changing your own life with your own hands.
Vote for independence, vote for freedom, and then go out there and do what needs to be done.
Do it yourself. Stop asking the political class to take responsibility for your life. Stop asking the political class to fix your problems for you. Go out, get qualified, go find new ways to make money, new ways to be successful. Stop allowing them to make these decisions for you.
They don't care about you. They care about themselves. They're just going to tell you what you want to hear.
Exactly. And we want to hear from you. Give us a call, 603-283-6160. We'll be right back on the Call to Freedom.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com. Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless free market non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
This is novelist Tom Robbins. When my mother was diagnosed with glaucoma, her conservative Virginia physician told her there was only one treatment that might ease her pain and save her eyesight. That treatment was medical marijuana, which he could not prescribe. I offered to get her some and teach her how to use it effectively, but my father objected because marijuana was against the law. So my mother, who loved to read and walk in nature, was condemned to grow cruelly, unnecessarily blind. Tragedies like this happen all the time, but they don't have to keep happening. To learn more about medical marijuana, call the Marijuana Policy Project at 1-877-JOIN-MPP or visit them on the web at mpp.org.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
Off the rails, you know it's time to raise ourselves. It's freedom like you never knew.
All right, we're back here for the final segment of the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the VertCoin studio. Another beautiful night here in New Hampshire. Again, if you want to come out and meet some of our on-air talent, we're going to be at a lot of events this year, and we're going to be broadcasting live on Saturday mornings and Friday afternoons from a lot of these events as well. One of those events is called the Fourth Block Conference. You join investors, entrepreneurs, and intrepid blockchain futurists in a beautiful industrial performance venue to celebrate innovation for the fourth industrial revolution. There'll be discussions of integrative technologies, decentralized ledger technologies, media disruptors, and the implications in the finance and legal worlds. Enjoy a large venue tucked away in Queens, close to the industrial Bushwick Borough, curated local entertainment with a portion of ticket sales to support local culture preservation-focused nonprofits. Let's see here. fourthblock.com. To get more information, there'll be speakers like Enrique Martinez, Mike Laurie, David Monduras, Rick Willard, David Drake, Julia June Bossman, and performances by the lovely Tatiana Moroz. So come out and join us. The event is being scheduled in March. Get more information at fourthblock.com. So this carrier employee here, she's got some buyer's remorse. She's realized that voting for a bigot out of desperation, might not be the best way to get what you want, particularly if it will require him to suspend the laws of the free market in order to do so. So if you, and I'm sure this is a lady.
Will, what is that?
What? What's what?
There's something playing. It's really low volume.
I hear nothing. Some commercial is playing.
Yes,
I hear no. I don't hear it on my end.
Interesting. KBK.
WKBK. I don't know. We are getting some kind of feedback from
some
WKBK.
sort of interference, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's a local radio station.
It
isn't
is.
it?
Yeah.
Here in Keene. We are somehow picking up a local radio station on ours.
Yeah, it
went away.
Yeah,
Cool.
Whatever you did fix it.
Awesome. Well, then let's get back into making fun of this lady who doesn't know, who should have known better than to vote for this guy.
Okay.
I suffered through some very difficult health issues, which I overcame, due in part because of the safety net of my union contract, the sick pay, and the health benefits that allowed me to be able to return to work. I came back to find out that my job was, unfortunately, being sent to Mexico.
Okay, so she has a job that has good, and these are things of the past, by the way. Jobs with good benefits. Businesses don't really feel like they need to compete anymore for unskilled labor. The market's flooded. Since the 2007 crash, particularly, the market's flooded with it.
Yep.
I mean,
a skill.
Or you know what? I take that back. Installing windows is a skill. Not everybody can do it.
It is, as funny as that is.
Building houses is a skill.
Yep.
But when the crash happened, I'm going to say
not all skills are worth the same.
80% of those jobs went away and only 60% of them came back. So that's a net loss of 20% of jobs in a certain market. And that 20% of people are now considered unskilled labor, even though they know a trade. They know a trade. They put their lives into learning a trade. They are now considered unskilled labor.
Yep. They
are now working at McDonald's. They are now waiting. I know, because I used to be one of those people. I was certified state licensing to put in hurricane windows and everything. And the 2007 crash wiped me and the company I worked for completely out.
Sometimes you got to retrain.
I did. And became a teacher. I had to.
Yeah.
I had to find something else to do. A lot of people won't, though, or they give up.
And well, you know what? That's you've got only yourself to blame. I mean, if you're not willing to put the time and energy in to retrain, what do you think is going to happen? We're going to have competition regardless of whether or not it's in the United States or outside the United States. Whether the immigrants come in or the jobs go out is going to happen. And trade barriers only make us less competitive with the rest of the world. You gotta retrain. You gotta learn. You gotta pick up new skills sometimes.
Sometimes you have skills you didn't even know you had.
Yeah.
I have, turns out I'm pretty good at this trading thing. I didn't realize it. That sitting down and reading stuff that other people aren't interested in could be a skill and a knack, that
Absolutely.
could help me make money. Same thing with the theology, the teaching in theology and stuff. I never thought that I could turn a passion of mine into a career, but I was able to. And there's no reason other people can't do that. You're not that stupid. You're not that old, man. I'm old. I'm almost 40.
You don't have to be a genius to pick up a new skill.
Not at all. Well, evidently she thinks you do.
There have been a few good things that have happened this year. I survived congestive heart failure. My daughter survived the hurricane that ripped through Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
My
That's
son
called life.
served over in Afghanistan and came back
Killing
in one
people.
piece and safe.
And you're proud of
the United
that.
States Army.
And she's so proud of that. My son kills children in Afghanistan. It makes me feel all warm and
you're part of the system. You're
for
part
real,
of the
yo.
problem.
And it ate you alive and spit you out. What do you expect? Play stupid games. That was when I saw this. My immediate thing to share it with was, well, I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You are completely sold into the system. You sold your children to literal slavery. The government now decides whether they live or die.
Yep.
And you're proud of that. That's something that you're like, I am so happy that I have sent my child to kill brown people for the American Empire. The American Empire. Why did and that's what she's mad. She sent her child as chattel for the Empire, and the Empire didn't serve her. The Empire was supposed to stop them from letting her job go to Mexico. The Empire didn't serve her. How dare the Empire not serve me when I sent my son to die for the Empire?
As long as governments and politicians have been lying to us, it blows my mind that people still believe the stuff that comes out of their mouths. They're not going to do anything for you. They're going to take whatever it is that you want and then twist it into what they want, what the corporations want, what the people in power want. So you got to remove the power from them. That's the only way things can change.
No, you got to put the power in the right hands.
He and his wife gave birth to my first and only granddaughter on Good Friday, and he had to leave shortly after that for deployment, so he only saw her for 2 weeks.
Oh, aren't you so proud that your daughter is now born into a house without a father? Your granddaughter comes into a house without a father. It's such an amazing, awesome, and wonderful thing that your granddaughter will now grow up without the proper relationship that she could have had with her father, because she was denied him for the first 2 years of her life because he was off murdering brown children in the sand in the name of the Empire that was supposed to serve you and protect your job.
Hold on. I have an issue with the word use of the word denied. She wasn't denied. It was they chose. That's what they chose.
Freely
they chose to abandon their kid for 2 years.
To me, that child, it's being denied that opportunity by the adults.
I got you.
The adults are making decisions. That child has no control over this.
Yeah,
and these decisions are being made for her. Your father will not be here because he thought it was a good idea, most likely because the government schools made him too stupid to do anything else, or he grows up in a poor white community where your only option to get out of where you live is go murder brown people in the sand somewhere. But we're supposed to support and celebrate that whole thing. No, I'm sorry. And you know what, lady? You got what you voted for. You wanted a slave master who could give and take jobs at will. Well, guess what, lady? You got one. You lost your job.
I'm not crying.
It happens. Get over it. Spilt milk and all, babe. All right, we'll be back tomorrow, and we will have Ubiquicoin. We're protecting you from scams right here on the Call to Freedom. So tune in tomorrow. Free Talk Live is coming up next.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.